Let's start the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinobandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuvya eva cha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, dear all devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I hope there have been excellent classes, which unfortunately I have been missing for the last 2 weeks. I was out, and kindly His Grace Sundar Gopal Prabhuji have extended his association uninterruptedly, and I think we are all so blessed to receive his time, his precious time. And as always, as a ritual, as is customary every week, without wasting any time, I think should capitalize on the 2 hours that's given to us by His Grace Sundar Prabhuji and make maximum use of it. So with that, we can open up the floors for questions, suggestions, any topics, any realizations that we want to open up the session for the week. So please feel free, unmute yourself or chat in any way. Please convey the message and we will take it from there. So I would like to hand it over to His Grace Sundar Gopal Prabhuji to address all the devotees and open up the session for the week. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting your wonderful association. Nice to be back with all of you again, to be able to serve you. That's why I try to please Prabhupada. So anyone who have any realizations or questions or anything that you want to share, will be very nice.
Let me see in the chat. So meanwhile, Prabhuji, I just well, others trying to warm up, think of any points. May I ask something, Prabhuji?
Sure.
So Prabhuji, it's regarding the surrendering process. So it's always advisable to be a fool in front of your spiritual master and
Mm.
not condescending behavior. But at the same time, we have to be also intelligent enough to understand the message. Um, so is it correct to say we have to be intelligent enough to be a fool in front of the spiritual master? So how does this whole equation works? Guru mute murkha dekhi korila sasan. So we have to be murkha, and at the same time we have to be intelligent, or this intelligence has to be bestowed upon us by being a murkha or by being a fool.
To become a fool means you don't try to be smart, you know. You try
Okay.
to advise your spiritual master. You understand?
Hmm. Hmm.
So this is example was given here. So in this verse, this Madhavendra Puri was crying in separation of the Lord.
Yes, Prabhu. Hmm.
So Madhavendra Puri was chanting the holy name of Krishna, and sometime he would cry, "Oh my Lord, I did not get shelter at Mathura." Then his disciple, then Ramachandra Puri was so foolish that he fearlessly dared to instruct his spiritual master. See this point here?
Hmm.
So this attitude is not
Hmm.
etiquette wise is not very correct. To try
Okay.
to go and advise the spiritual master.
Okay. Hmm.
So that's why you should always remain a fool,
Hmm.
Just like Arjuna also, once he accepted Krishna as the spiritual master, then he did not try to, challenge Krishna or correct Krishna, that kind
Hmm.
of challenging spirit should be avoided.
Hmm.
So then here you see how he tried to kind of give instruction to his guru. So what happened? If you are in full transcendental bliss, he said, you should now remember only Brahman. Why are you crying? So you see Madhavendra Puri is in
Hmm.
topmost rasa, conjugal rasa of remembering Krishna, crying for Krishna. But here you can see this Ramachandra Puri, is offended Madhavendra Puri. That's why he
Hmm.
fell down and he said you should remember Brahman. Brahman is a lower platform.
Lord. Yeah.
You understand?
Hmm.
So this clearly shows the incident why we should be
Hmm.
humble, Even we may know more than the
Hmm.
spiritual master if we think. Still, we should, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is classic example. He is God himself.
Hmm. Yes.
So he was crying in ecstasy and he asked his guru, "Why? What kind of mantra you have given me? It's giving me so much of, ecstasy and joy, and I'm crying."
Hmm.
You see, even though you are advanced, you still should check with your spiritual master.
Hmm.
Not that you think you are advanced and you neglect your spiritual master. This is
Hmm.
what happened with Ramachandra Puri. He think he
Yes.
know better.
Yes.
You understand? Just like Bhakti Siddhanta, he was a scholar, no, but his guru, Gorkito Das Babaji, he could not even sign his name.
Hmm.
But still he remained humble and a fool in front of his guru.
Hmm.
You understand?
Hmm.
It is called the etiquette, how
Etiquette.
to behave.
Hmm.
Huh? As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasnatma, 1854, Brahman realized person is always happy. Na sochate, na kanchate. He never laments nor aspires for anything. Not knowing why Madhavendra Puri was crying, Ramachandra Puri tried to become his advisor. Thus he committed great offense, for a disciple should never try to instruct a spiritual master.
Mm.
You see this point here?
Yes.
Hmm?
Mm.
So we should always understand our position and the position of course now Prabhupada is not physically, but then we are taking instruction from some a senior person, we should always maintain etiquette because familiarity will breed contempt.
Mm.
The two persons should be very careful, the one who is serving the spiritual master and the one who is serving the deity. The
Mm.
Prabhupada said, because they can commit, offenses. You see?
Yeah.
So this is why we should always remain humble and a fool. You understand?
Got it. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah? So then, hearing this instruction, Madhavendra Puri, greatly angry, rebuked him by saying, "Get out, you sinful rascal." So to get blessings of Guru is the Yasya Prasada, Bhagavat Prasada, no?
Mm.
But Yasha Aprasada, Nagatirgutopi, if you don't get the mercy of the Guru, then finish.
Yeah.
Right? So here you see the case that Madhavendra Puri, Ramachandra Puri got the curse.
Yeah.
Because of the curse, he could not even go beyond the Brahman platform. In fact, he fell down.
Correct.
Having a great spiritual master as Madhavendra Puri, all his disciples like Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, all of them are
Mm.
disciples of Madhavendra Puri. Haridas Thakur, all became exalted devotees. But here, Madhavendra Puri, this what is Ishwara Puri also became the
Mm.
spiritual master Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Mahaprabhu.
Mahaprabhu. Mm.
But in this case, you see how Ramachandra Puri got the curse
Yeah.
because he was trying to be more than the spiritual master. It's
Understood.
a
Yeah.
dangerous position.
Mm.
Ramachandra Puri could not understand that his spiritual master, Madhavendra Puri, uh, was feeling transcendental separation. His lamentation was not material. Rather, he proceeded from the highest stage of ecstatic love of Krishna. When he was crying in separation, I could not achieve Krishna. I could not reach Mathura. This was not ordinary material lamentation.
Mm.
Ramachandra Puri was not sufficiently expert to understand the feeling of Madhavendra Puri. But nevertheless, he thought himself very advanced. You see this point here? Huh?
Mm.
This is the
Mm.
mistake he made. He was thinking himself more very advanced. In fact, there's another place where even if you go and get some knowledge, not heard from your spiritual master, you should still bring it and offer it to your spiritual master and saying that I heard like this, like this.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Just like a person who goes out and get money, then he gives all to the spiritual master or the
Mm.
guru or to the father, whatever.
Yeah.
You understand? That is the etiquette, no?
Mm.
So in this case, you see, he tried to overstep.
Yeah.
Therefore, regarding Madhavendra Puri expression as an ordinary material lamentation, he advised him to remember Brahman because Ramachandra Puri was latently an impersonalist.
Mm.
Madhavendra Puri understood Ramachandra Puri's position as a great fool and therefore he immediately rebuked him. Right?
Mm.
Such a reprimand from the spiritual master is certainly for the betterment of the disciple. Just
Mm.
like Narada Muni also, he cursed the two sons of Kuvera.
Yeah.
that position, he could not give advice. The only thing he could do is curse them so they come to their senses.
Yes.
You understand? So in this case, Madhavendra Puri immediately rebuked him to some or other drive some sense to him.
Mhm.
O my Lord, I could not reach you, nor could I reach you about Mathura. I am dying in unhappiness, and now this rascal has come to give me more pain. See, our duty is to assist our spiritual master and try to reduce his, his distress. We're not to go to spiritual master and give more headaches.
Yeah.
Understand? Hmm? And Prabhupada is very upset when he has so many problems.
Mm.
Duty of the disciple to help the spiritual master, not to distress the spiritual master. That's not the. Of course, a submissive inquiry must be there, but he
Mm.
not act such a way that he gives so many headaches.
Yeah.
You understand? Right. So, as this goes on, don't show me your face, don't show your face to me. Go anywhere else you like. If I die seeing your face, I shall not achieve the destination of my life. You see how much of
Mm.
an offense it is. The spiritual master has rejected
Mm.
disciple. So if the spiritual master curses the disciple, then where the disciple will go? Can go anywhere else. What does the
Yeah.
anywhere else means? Yeah.
Mm.
The whole
Empathy.
idea of spiritual life is to please spiritual master.
Yeah.
That's why we should always become a fool. We cannot transgress the authority of the spiritual master. Even the instructions seemingly like, I will go to the other verses. I'll show you how we'll go there and come back here for a while. Huh?
Okay.
We'll come back to this.
Apa. Chara Guru Ram.
So Sarvabhaumacharya said the order of the spiritual master is very strong and cannot be disobeyed. That is the injunction of the Shastra, the revealed scriptures. To this point,
Mm.
you cannot disobey the order of the spiritual master.
Yeah.
Yeah? This is why the whole our society is in a big mess because they rejected Prabhupada's order.
Mm.
Prabhupada also said the moment the disciple reject the order of the spiritual master, he become useless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
So the point here, being ordered by his father, Parasuram killed his mother, Renuka, just as if she were an enemy. When Lakshman, the younger brother of Lord Ramchandra, heard of this, he immediately engaged himself in the service of the elder brother and accepted his order. The order of the spiritual must be obeyed without consideration. See, the order of the spiritual master must be obeyed without consideration.
Mm.
Just like now Prabhupada ordered the Ritvik system, you cannot, without consideration, you must carry on.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not Shastric, how can Prabhupada speaks like this? You cannot say all this stuff. You understand?
Mm.
See, again, they have disobeyed.
Mm.
Hmm? So you see why this statement is said. This quotation from Raghuvamsa, Lord Ramachandra's statement to Sita given below from the Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, The order of a great personality like a father must be executed without consideration, because there is good fortune in such an order for both of us. And particularly there is good fortune for me. See? The order of the spiritual master or the father cannot be rejected. After Sarvamat Bhattacharya heard this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Govinda. After Bhattacharya said this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Govinda and engaged him in the service of his personal body. Because Govinda was his god brother, no?
Yeah.
This is the idea that how we cannot reject the order of the spiritual master. See this point? Understand?
Yeah.
So going back to the other one. So here, this Madhya.
And yeah.
So here, I am dying without achieving the shelter of Krishna, and therefore I am greatly unhappy. Now this condemned foolish rascal has come to instruct me about Brahman. Brahman is a very low platform of realization. Yeah? In fact, a devotee never liked this Brahman thing at all, because it's suicidal for a devotee to go into the Brahman platform.
Yeah.
See how offensive Ramachandra Puri was.
Yeah.
So a disciple with his limited realizations think that he knows everything, because that's the position of a neophyte devotee. He always thinks he knows better.
Okay.
You understand? That's why it's very dangerous to be in the neophyte platform, because you'll commit a lot of offenses. And this offense of transgressing the etiquette of instructing the spiritual master is very, 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 very dangerous. Understand? Our whole life is centered on this securing the blessings of our Guru. That is all spiritual life is. Yasha Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada. You understand? That's why Prabhupada has made us chant this prayer first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Ramachandra Puri was thus denounced by Madhavendra Puri due to his offense. Gradually, material desires appeared within him. This is a fall down.
Yeah.
So the moment we get deviated, then all these material desires again come into our heart. The word vasana, material desire, refer to dry speculative knowledge. Such speculative knowledge is only material, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam. A person without devotional service who simply wants to know things kevala bodhaya labdaye gains only dry speculative knowledge but no spiritual profit. This is confirmed in the Bhakti Sandarbha where it is said, Jivan Mukta Api Punar Yanti Samsara Vasanam Yadi Achintya Mahashaktau Bhagavati Aparadinaha. Even though one is liberated in this life, if one offends the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he falls down in the midst of material desire, of which dry speculation about spiritual life is one. So this Brahman platform is so dangerous. It is a fall
mm,
down. The Brahman position is a
all
fallen.
down. Mm,
Hmm. Again, in his Laghu Tosani commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, Jiva Goswami says, Jivan Mukta Api Punar Bandhanam Yanti Karma Bihi Yari Achintya Maha Shaktau Bhagavati Aparadinaha. Even I think I read this, no?
yeah.
A similar quotation from one of the Puranas also appears in the Vishnu Bhakti Chandrodaya. Jivan Mukta Prapadyante Kvachit Samsara Vasanam Yogino na Vilipyante Karma Bhagavat Paraha. Even liberated souls sometimes fall down to material desire, but those who fully engage in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead are not affected by such desire.
Mm,
So the catch is to be always holding on to the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the blessings of Guru and Krishna.
mm.
You know, uh, Brahmanda,
Pramite,
uh, Guru
Pramite,
Prasada Paya Bhakti
Bhakti
Lata
Lata
Ki.
page.
ब्राह्मण कोनो भाग्यवन जीव गुरु कृष्ण प्रसाद बाया भक्ति लात बीज.
Yeah.
So the service of devotional service is only made possible by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. These are references from authoritative revealed scriptures. If one becomes an offender to his spiritual master or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he falls down to the material platform to merely speculate. So you can
Yeah.
see how dangerous this is. You cannot try
Mm,
to become, what we say, a smart aleck in front of a guru.
mm,
You should always take the humble position. And just like Arjuna, you can see when
yeah.
Ashwatthama was throwing the weapon and the
Mm,
whole sky was so much, in danger, uh, he's a Kshatriya, you think he doesn't know. But he humbly inquired from Krishna.
mm.
He humbly inquired from Krishna, what is going on? What's happening? What's happening? Who? So you can see how dangerous this platform is. Hey, your mother, he got an accident. 1 minute, I'll come back. So you can see how dangerous this position is. Trying to, all this comes because of false ego. A person gets completely contaminated by when he thinks that he is, not humble. Then when you're not humble, you will be influenced by false ego. Is it not? Hello?
Yes, true.
Yes, Ram.
That's why Krishna said, in the Bhagavad Gita also, when he thinks he's the doer, huh?
Mm,
Correct? Pakirti kiryamanani gunair karmani sarvasa. Hankara
yeah.
vimudatma partahemiti manjate.
Mm,
You understand? So you see how all this links up. It's very dangerous. That's why it says you always must remain a fool. And I was saying, Arjuna, he knew this is Brahmastra, it creates this kind of effect. But no, he still remained like a fool and asked Krishna, what is this? I do not know. You please tell me what I should do. Yeah?
Nice.
Like in the Bhagavad Gita also, he said, no, I'm lost. I'm a fool now. I don't know what to do. You please tell me what I should do. You order me.
Sadhimam.
Yeah? And the order of the spiritual master, you cannot opinion. Oh, is it good order? Is not a good order? How you can say this? I don't think so. This is correct. I don't think this fits me, and all kind of speculation. Just now we read, no, without concentration. Yes.
Yeah.
This classic example. What's happening to our ISKCON? They have disobeyed Prabhupada's order. They are considering his order, whether this is Shastric, this is not Shastric, whether they have understood Shastra so well to question him. You understand? So these all are very dangerous position. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by example, he instructing us. I am always a fool in front of me. I do not know. You understand? I mean, is God, no? Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Huh? Hello? He doesn't know anything. Huh? You understand?
Yeah.
So therefore, we should learn from examples how we should understand things. Even we think that spiritual master has given some kind of wrong instruction, we should humbly approach him and ask for clarification. You understand? Yeah? Hello?
Yes, bro.
Yes, bro.
Hello.
Yeah.
So therefore, this is how we should understand that verse, no? One who is attached to dry speculative knowledge has no relationship with Krishna. His occupation is criticizing Vaishnava. See? Now we hear another thing. Now we hear another thing. It not just stop there that you get into material desires, but you go into another stage. What is that? You
Aparat.
become critical of devotees. You see this? Not only you go into dry speculation, you also become critical of devotees, which is the blaspheming devotees is the number one. When we chant our 10 offenses, what is the number
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. To blaspheme pure devotees.
Huh?
Dedicated to the life.
To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives in propagating the holy names of the Lord.
All over the world.
So where are you going with this kind of attitude? This one mistake is bringing you to so many difficult situations. Yes?
Yeah.
Can you see all these things? So when you offend devotees, what is your position? Huh? What is the position of an offender? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has explained in Anubhashya that the word Nirbandha indicates that Ramachandra Puri had a steady desire to criticize others. Impersonal Mayavadis who have no relationship with Krishna, who cannot take to devotional service, and who simply engage in material argument, do understand Brahman regarding devotional service to Krishna as karma, regard devotional service to Krishna as karma kanda or fruitive activities. According to them, devotional service to Krishna is but another means of attaining dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Therefore, they criticize the devotee for engaging in material activities. They think that devotional service is Maya and that Krishna or Vishnu is also Maya. Therefore, they are called Mayavadis. Such a mentality awakens in a person who is an offender to Krishna and his devotees. Can you imagine this? See here in this verse, so this verse which is quoted many times. Satam prasanga mama vidya samvido bhavantir karna rishayana kataha tajosnadasva apavarga vartmani Sridharati Bhakti Anukramishyati. So you see this verse, you get by devotional service, by serving the pure devotees, you see, by serving the pure devotees, by hearing from them with the ears, in the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of God is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced in the path of liberation, and thereafter he is free and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begins. You see that? In other words, his faith and his faith and his attraction to devotion follows one after the other. You understand? So you see, by blessing of the devotees, you get faith, you get attraction, and you get devotion.
Yeah.
So now, going back to the verse again, what was it?
827, Prabhu.
27, okay. All right. So here you see, Bhaktisiddhanta is saying that they think that, these things are very important, that our devotional service is into the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Here it is said, when you practice this, you can see here, it doesn't lead you to devotional service, See, in this verse, again, you see this word here?
Shraddharati.
Just now was Shraddha Rati Bhakti Anukrimyasyati, correct? Here is Shraddha Rati Dana Avahvaha. You see here, same thing, Dharma, Arte, Kame, Dharma, Artha, Kama, correct?
Yeah.
So by practicing this, Dharma, Artha, Kama, you also will get faith, you also will get attraction, but for what? What is it? Huh?
Well,
For what? For what? Huh? And we all know wealth is the most conditioning element. You understand? Hello?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, Prabhu.
You see how important the devotee association, and how important if you go on this mundane platform of getting into religiosity and economic development, sense gratification. You cannot get God with that. When a person devotes himself to religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, the faith, wealth and sense enjoyment obtained by his endeavor display the interaction of the three modes of material nature. Because it is in the modes of material nature. So all these activities are in the modes of material nature. So the conditioning is there. You understand? It's not liberating. Just now we heard, by doing this devotional service, you get liberated. And by liberation, you get attracted to devotion, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. You see how dangerous it is to stay in the material platform. And when you offend, you come down to the material platform.
Yeah.
That means you cannot, just now you become critical and you cannot go back to Godhead. You understand? With the blessing of the Guru, you become offensive to advise him, and then material desires come into your heart, and then you lose, and then you become critical, And now you also lose the platform of getting love of Krishna. And you sink down to all this kind of crazy material things.
Yeah.
Are you following?
Mm.
Are you seeing this whole thing?
Yeah.
Hello?
It's like a
Yes,
cycle.
Prabhu.
Yeah?
It's like a dangerous cycle.
Yeah, it's just by one mistake. Correct?
Mm.
Just one mistake.
Trying to become Mr. Smart Alex. Trying to become Mr. Know-All. Yes?
Mm.
Oh,
Yes, Prabhu.
how dangerous it is. Hmm? Yes?
Very
Yeah.
dangerous. Cool.
So, Ishwarapuri, now there's another example. Ishwarapuri, the spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, performed service to Madhavendra Puri, cleaning up his stool and urine with his own hand.
Yeah.
He totally surrendered to spiritual master. To clean someone's stool and urine requires a lot of strength. Huh?
Yes,
Understand?
bro.
He became so surrendered. He just did this menial service. Yeah? That means
Mm.
he became what? Lower than a fool. Ishwarapuri was always chanting the holy name and passed them the Lord Krishna for his Madhavendra Puri to hear. In this way, he helped. Look at the word here. He helped. Yeah? Madhavendra Puri remembered the holy name and passed them the Lord Krishna at the time of death. There he came to give advice. Here he came to help.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
You understand? You understand?
Yes.
It's two parallel.
Mm.
Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So you see how you have to be really humble to do this kind of thing. Pleased with Ishwara Puri, Madhavendra Puri embraced him and gave him the benediction that he would be a great devotee and a lover of Krishna. Yasha Prasada, Bhagavat Prasada.
Mm.
You see this?
Mm.
By humbly serving the spiritual master, by cleaning his stool and urine, and also chanting the name of Krishna for him, helping him to remember Krishna. This greatly pleased Madhavendra Puri.
Yeah.
This should be the mood of the disciple. Huh?
Mm.
Understand? Not try to think that he's too smart, I know better. Because when you associate with all these non-devotees, this is how you will think. Because in the material world, you must know better to succeed.
Mm.
It's a contaminating disease. Yes?
Correct.
If you're outside there and you act like a fool, then definitely you'll be kicked out or you're trampled upon by all these other nonsense people.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm.
See how dangerous that. So because you always have to be fault finding and correcting and this and that in the outside world to succeed, you carry
Yeah.
that same disease into the spiritual circle, then definitely you will commit offense also.
Yes.
Correct? You start thinking devotees, you start be critical of them. So many nonsense will come, one thing after the other. Hello?
Mm.
Yes, bro.
Yeah?
It's very, very dangerous.
Yes. That's why it says associating with non-devotees is very, very dangerous. Because he breeds this kind of contamination. This I know better nonsense is coming from the outside world. Everyone thinks like that. Otherwise, he doesn't think like that, then how he goes forward materially.
Mm.
Correct?
That's true. Yes.
Totally opposite in our spiritual circle. We like a fool. We don't even know anything. We're waiting for the spiritual master to give us the blessing.
Mm.
Yes, that's why Prabhupada said you must be like a lion outside and a lamb inside.
Mm.
You have to put your food out, but at the same time, you cannot bring the lion thing inside the devotional circle. You're going to be in big trouble. Hello? Yes?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
why always take advice. That's the safest. Understand? What should I do? Tell me. Give me advice. How should I? Although you know, but you ask to get assurance. Yes?
Yeah.
That's
Mm.
humility. And doing whatever you can for the spiritual master. Yes, you see, this is the highest service to serve him. Thus, Ishvara Puri became like an ocean of aesthetic love for Krishna, whereas Ramachandra Puri became a dry speculator and a critic of everyone else. Ishvara Puri got the blessings of not only his guru but all the devotees, so much so that he became the guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here you got Ramachandra Puri, who went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, but he got the curse. Everybody was waiting when this rascal will leave the place. See the two different things, one obeying and one disobeying. One receiving the blessing and one receiving the curse. So this story is so important for us.
Yes.
Yes.
Very, very.
Yes. That's why we have taught this verse by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tarnada pi suni chena, taroa pi saisuna, amanina madadena, kirtaniya sadahari. What is that verse? To
That,
become than the
there,
straw in the tree, to be more tolerant than the tree, to become showing respect to everybody, not expecting anything in return. Then only we can chant. To chant Krishna's name, our mood should be like this. Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
Guru.
Hello.
Yes, Prabhu.
Ishvara Puri received the blessing of Madhavendra Puri, whereas Ramachandra Puri received a rebuke from him. Therefore, these two persons, Ishvara Puri and Ramachandra Puri, are examples of objects of great personal benediction and punishment. Madhavendra Puri instructed the entire world by presiding these two examples.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Yes? Hello?
Yes.
Divine grace, Madhavendra Puri, the spiritual master of the entire world, thus distributed aesthetic love of Krishna. While passing away from the material world, he chanted the following verse. Because this is the verse he, chanting, in very important verse. Ayedena dayadra nata hai mathura nath kada avalokasye Hridayam tvad alok kataram daitya brahmayeti kim akoromi aham. O my Lord, O most merciful Master, O Master of Mathura, when shall I see you again? Because my not seeing you, my agitated heart has become unsteady. O most beloved, what shall I do now? He never said that he's waiting in the railway station, waiting for the train, Krishna's train to come. Huh? This is nonsense. You understand? He's teaching us how to die. That please, Krishna, you come and help me. Please save me. And instead of saying, no, I'm sure already. Krishna is coming, just coming only to take me home. Huh? Hello? You see, in dying, you have to know how to die also. Huh? Hello?
Yeah.
So you see, this is how we should learn, not simply speculate and do all kind of crazy things. And this was Madhavendra Puri teaches how to achieve aesthetic love for Krishna by feeling separation of Krishna. One becomes spiritually situated. So in feeling like this separation for Krishna, one becomes spiritually situated. You understand? Everything is very significant. And all this can happen only in full surrender, in humility. You cannot surrender without humility. That's not possible, Is it possible?
Impossible.
You can surrender without humility. Is it possible? Utter nonsense. Madhavendra Puri sowed the seed of ecstatic love for Krishna within this material world and then departed. That seed later became a great tree in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, does this answer your question?
Very nicely, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
So you know why we should be humble. Without that humility, difficult to get Krishna. All the blessings of Guru.
But Prabhu, this just to follow up. So with spiritual master, we have to humble even if we know and we consult. But among the devotee circle, should that also be
Yes,
transpired?
somebody who is more senior. Of course, and even in devotee circle, there's somebody who is more senior, more advanced. Someone is not, correct? So that's a way of dealing. For the one who is advanced, you worship him, and one who is equal, you make friendship, and one who is lower, you give your, compassion. This is how you deal with them. This is then an act of instruction, no mantra 5, no? Yes. So that's how we should learn how to practice this. Correct. Otherwise, there are going to be a lot of problems. Especially if you have little knowledge and you think you know everything, that's going to be a problem. Like Madhavendra Puri and this Ramachandra Puri, he knew a little bit of Brahman and he think he knows everything. So we have to be careful. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Also, another case, there's another case of Vallabha Acharya. He was a powerful scholar, but he was very proud. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to humble him down. You understand? And how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu humbled him down by showing how there are so many great personalities. You say, I'm great. No, I'm not great. I'm a Mayavad sannyasi. But I always rely on Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya and all. They are much more greater. He was glorifying all the devotees just to teach him a lesson how you should respect others.
Yeah.
You understand? So our humility is not only with the guru or other people. We become very, what we say, aggressive. Huh? We should be very careful to deal with everybody. In fact, this quality of trying to be very bossy and instructive is very bad. No. Understand?
Yeah.
And this is what you learn outside.
Outside, yes.
Outside with the karmic circle, this bossiness and laughing at everybody and condescending and all this
Condescending,
kind of is very popular outside. Everybody sit around and make joke of somebody and laugh at him. Is it not? That's the pastime of these non-devotees. Always ridiculing somebody else. Otherwise, there's no conversation, no?
Yeah.
Making fun of somebody and laughing at it, thinking this is nice. So if you practice that kind of thing, what will you do when you come to the devotee circle?
Yeah.
The same thing.
You'll do the same thing. You'll be diplomatic and of course you say something bad just to cover up. You'll go to the person and speak sweetly. Come on, this is the nonsense. You play the game. But this kind of game, everybody will find out. Yes, Krishna is in the heart. He will expose you. Yes or not?
Yes.
Hello?
You will expose.
Of course.
Easy.
Very embarrassing. In fact, if you do that, you become offensive, Hello? Is it not? Huh?
It's a
You become offensive. Saying that thing of the person and the back, and then when the person in front, you try to flatter. This is called kutinati, diplomatic behavior. Very dangerous. This is called what? Weeds in your devotional creeper. Yes? Hello?
Yes, Ram. Yeah.
So we should be careful, not to get into all this kind of a nonsense, and then our spiritual life get very much contaminated. Then you're going to have a problem. Yes?
Yes, Ruth.
What is this question now? Any questions here? So what is the role of our intelligence? How to best use it in the service of the spiritual master without becoming proud? So therefore, our intelligence should be employed in devotional service. Actually, spiritual intelligence is given by Krishna. Material intelligence is what you are born with, but spiritual intelligence can only come in your submissive surrender to Guru and Krishna. So when you get that spiritual intelligence, of course, Krishna will teach you how to employ that intelligence properly. That's why Krishna says, I give you the intelligence in which you can come to me. So spiritual intelligence is given for us to make spiritual advancement. Material intelligence is given to us to contaminate our nonsense, As this material intelligence is always on this platform. Our material intelligence is only aimed in this platform. Simply by material birth, human beings become attached within their minds. What is this? Hello? What is this topic? What is this?
I think you can press continue or something, or maybe.
No, this is the keynote that application opened, Prabhu. So we close this. It should be the crossbar would be there on the corner. Close this.
Now, Prabhu, go on the top bar of your computer. There's the keynote there. On the top left bar next to your Apple, there's the keynote word there.
Yeah,
at the very top.
three dots.
Yeah, keynote.
Cross. Yeah,
no,
cross.
not this one. Not this one.
Above
The
one.
keynote, the word keynote.
Exit.
Keynote, huh?
The word
Yep.
yeah, okay, quit
Yeah,
keynote.
quit keynote.
Okay, thanks, huh?
Regulations.
So here you can see, this is material intelligence. Simply by material birth, human beings become attached within their minds to personal sense gratification, long duration of life, sense activity, bodily strength, sexual potency, friends and family. The mind is absorbed in that which defeats the actual self-interest. So when your mind is attached to this thing, the intelligence also works accordingly. You understand? So that's material intelligence. Whereas spiritual intelligence is guided by Krishna and is given only through spiritual intelligence is given by Krishna. Yeah. So this is spiritual intelligence, see, that can only be given, only obtained through this. The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna conscious by own effort, but out of costless mercy, Lord Krishna compiled the Vedic literature and his supplement, the Purans. So the idea of getting knowledge, spiritual knowledge, intelligence, is by scriptural direction. That also even you cannot, and Krishna also does it in this way. Krishna does it this way. Oh, my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their in-depthness to you. Even if they are endowed with the prolonged lifetime of Brahma, you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Super Soul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. So that intelligence is given by the Lord in two ways, as the Guru externally and internally as the Lord Himself, Super Soul. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Tesham satata yuktanam bhajantam
Yes.
pratipurvakam dadami. You see this word, buddhi yogam. I give you the intelligence in which you can come to me. To those who are constantly devoted by serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. This intelligence is controlled by the Lord, no? You understand? See, the soul trapped in an animal body, why he cannot understand? Why he doesn't have that intelligence? Hello? Because animals, they cannot get this intelligence. Only human beings can.
Yes, Prabhu.
That's why this intelligence you have to learn. That's why you need Guru and you need Krishna. You cannot try to do this by your own effort. It's not possible. Just now you see Krishna said in that verse, no? That living entity, they cannot figure it out by themselves. It's not possible. The conditioned soul cannot revive his Krishna consciousness by his own effort. It's not possible. So because only Krishna is controlling this. So he gives that guidance, You understand how he does that? The living entity, forgetful, conditioned soul is educated by Krishna through the Vedic literature, the spiritual, realized spiritual master, and the super soul. The three things are there. Through this, he can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is, and he can understand that Lord Krishna is the eternal master and deliverer from the clutches of Maya. In this way, one can acquire real knowledge of his conditioned life and can come to understand how to attain liberation. So this is not some whimsical thing. That's why false ego, without humility, there's no way you can come out of this. There's no way you can escape this. It is not possible. You understand? It is not possible. You have to surrender to the spiritual master. You have to surrender to the Guru and Krishna and the Shastra, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. So that is the process. It is not something that everybody think that whimsically I can just do what I like and get out. Being forgetful of his real position, the conditioned soul may take help from Shastra, Guru, and the super soul within his heart. Krishna is situated within everyone's heart as the super soul, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam, Hridaya Arjuna Tishtati, Brahmanya Sarva Bhutani, Yantra Rudani Maya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directing the wanderings of all living entity. One seated as on a machine made of material energy, At the Satya Avesha Avatar, Vyasadeva, Krishna teaches the conditioned soul through the Vedic literature. Krishna externally appears as the spiritual master and trains the conditioned soul to come to Krishna consciousness. When his original Krishna consciousness is revived, the conditioned soul is delivered from the material clutches. Thus, the conditioned soul is always held by the Supreme Personality of Godhead in three ways by the scriptures, the spiritual master, and the super soul within the heart. The Lord is the deliverer of the conditioned soul and accepted as the Supreme Lord of all living entities. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vaja Ram Tvam Sarve Papebhyo Mokshayasmi Mahasucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear. This same instruction is found throughout all Vedic literature. Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru act as the representatives of Krishna, and the Krishna conscious movement is also taking place all over the universe. Whoever takes advantage of this opportunity becomes liberated. So the spiritual intelligence must be acquired, and it can only be acquired by these three channels: Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. And that is also by Krishna's mercy. It cannot be done artificially by reading all these books like that. It is not possible. You understand? Without surrendering to Guru, even you read Shastra, you will not understand. You can buy all the books and read, no? Correct? Yes?
Mm.
Understand?
Yes.
It's all the whole thing is controlled. The Vedic literature gives information about the living entity's eternal relationship with Krishna, which is called Sambandha, living entity. Understanding of the relationship and is acting accordingly is called Abhideya. Returning home back to God is the ultimate goal of life and it's called Priyojana. So is it understood? Hello?
Yes. It made it a lot more clear.
So any other questions?
I believe we have a question given by Nit.
Vaishnava aparadh, if one curses an offense to a non-devotee, who then becomes a Vaishnava in the future. Is it Vaishnava aparadh if one curses an offense to a non-devotee? I mean, the devotee is in Kali Yuga, all this cursing and blessing all doesn't work, no? You understand? Because there's so many curses going on. You understand? Practically you can see every guy is swearing and cursing because they are so much agitated. Yeah? In Kali Yuga, everything is very, when you speak all these things, it doesn't affect. But if you do something good, yeah, then it works. I don't think you want to become like a big Narada Muni to go around cursing people then and praying that they'll become a devotee. Maybe if you want Narada Muni, yeah, I'm sure it will work. But I don't know. Yes?
Yes, sir.
I think the best thing is to always pray to Krishna to give them the mercy.
Mm.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
It's not very good to start thinking, no, I will curse him and then he will become a devotee. This is nonsense thinking. You understand?
Mm.
That means the person who is cursing thinking is that a very big devotee. Huh? First of all, who will ever think like that, I am a devotee? Huh?
Mm.
Hello? And
Mm.
even if you curse of this, only Krishna has to make it happen. Just like when Narada cursed the two devotees, and Krishna said, because Narada, my devotee, has said it, I will do. But are we in that position to say that, yes, I am a big devotee? Huh? Hello?
Not possible.
Yeah, this kind of thinking is not correct. You understand? Hello? Who asked this question? Oh, Nityananda. Who is this Nityananda?
Nitya,
Krishna.
Yeah?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanava pranams. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, I have asked a question. So the question is basically, it's in regards to preaching. So if one preaches to a non-devotee, and obviously they take an offense to something that is said, although it's confirmed by a Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, and that non-devotee at a later stage becomes a Vaishnav, is that still considered an offense? Not per se, not cursing per se, but just preaching where somebody can take it incorrectly.
Of course, if you don't curse him, but if you bless him, then it will be correct. But whoever becomes devotee and not devotee, that's in the hands of Krishna. You understand? Krishna is the final person who decides, how to wake up the conditioned soul. Huh? Krishna is in control. Because we can be an instrument by, introducing Krishna and all that. But for a non-devotee, we have to somehow or other help them. If they can come favorably, that's nice. But by cursing, that I have my reservations. And if Bali Maharaj rejected Sukracharya advice from who was his spiritual master, therefore it is still a contradiction, offense to disobey the spiritual master in this regard. Yeah, it's a fact. Bali Maharaj, he disobeyed his guru, but it is for a higher purpose, to serve the Lord. Just like the 4 Kumaras, they rejected Brahma's order to produce progeny, but because they wanted to become celebrate to love Krishna. So for a higher purpose, that was the instruction that you can reject. But you cannot reject for some other purpose. That's not correct. So these are examples in our Bhagavatam that shows how you can do that on condition that you go to Krishna for that higher purpose. Otherwise, then again, you see, you read the Bhagavatam, then the Lord asked Sukracharya, in what way Bali Maharaj has created some offense? And then Bali Maharaj said, no, he has not created any offense because he chanted the name of God. Because by chanting the name of God, everything is adjusted. See? So he even understands that his disciple did not create any offense. You understand? So this is the point, how to bring everyone to Krishna. And for that purpose, then the whatever happens is justified. So we should understand this in that direction, because Krishna is the ultimate goal. And Sukracharya said, don't go to Krishna, then he's offensive. In fact, on Bali Maharaj, Sukracharya is offensive. Because the duty of the spiritual master is to bring everybody to Krishna. That's the duty of the spiritual master. But if he is stopping the disciple from going to spiritual master, then how he can be spiritual master? This is not correct. You follow?
Yes, sir. So in that regard, I have another question in the same regard. So if a guru or senior Vaishnava stops one from making advancements towards Krishna, then that's obviously, they should recheck that. My question is that for Srila Prabhupada mentioned in many of his lectures, in many of his books, that for advanced devotees, they should read the Goswami's literature as well to understand the higher what they're saying. So that's recommended by Prabhupada, but we see generally in institutions or generally that people stay away from that, which they, devotees always are discouraged from reading the Goswami's books. Advanced devotees.
I wouldn't say discouraged. I think many devotees haven't not even completed Prabhupada books.
Yes.
Many of
That's
them,
very true.
many of them have not even read the Bhagavad Gita cover to cover. You know, I see many devotees lacking this. Even the Bhagavatam also. I mean, if you have not finished all this, and then you want to go to the Goswami's books, it's a little bit difficult, no? And
Yes.
also the books of Goswami must be properly translated, you know. If you get a translation of not somebody who really, you know, then it's going to be a difficulty. Because then
Yes.
you read something and get confused. So it's better first to read Prabhupada books thoroughly. And then, yes, you may be able to read the others, and then you can see, and you can also distinguish something which may not be so correct, you know. Because there are
Very
many,
good.
many translations, you know. So which is authorized, or we don't know. Correct? So we have to be careful in that context. But yes, Prabhupada always said, yeah, you should read all these books. Ujjwala Nilamani and Sanatan Goswami's books, and so many books are there. We're not saying no. Of course, Prabhupada wanted to translate all that when he was, you know, trying to finish the Bhagavatam, but some or other he didn't complete. So let us read first what Prabhupada has given and understand them thoroughly.
Yes.
Before we go on to the other books.
That's very good. Yes, very good.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And if one goes, and if one spiritual master is not giving good advice, is it okay to reject the spiritual master advice, or in this case, senior devotees' advice, guidance, or instruction when not in pursuit of the ultimate goal of Gaudiya Vaishnava, practicing Krishna consciousness, which is the attainment of Prema Bhakti? So this is very important here. That's the point, is that even if the spirit, that's why spiritual master is giving advice, it should always be in reference to scriptures.
Yes.
Like now you're asking me something, so I'm trying to refer to the Shastra to explain the point. I should not be speaking with my so-called mental.
Yes, that's very important.
So the spiritual master should always be quoting scriptural evidences to justify whatever he's saying. You know? And that will definitely have to convince the disciple, because if he's not going to take that instruction, then there is something wrong with the disciple.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
So in that way, that's safeguard. That's why sadhu, shastra and guru. Sadhu must follow the shastra, guru must follow the shastra. Shastra is the base. Guru may go wrong, sadhus may go wrong, but shastra will never go wrong.
100%.
You understand?
100%.
It should
Yes.
always be upholding the scripture. That's why I see, like now he asked me one question. I'm explaining the whole thing by showing you the relevant places in the, our books here. So this is very important. And this is how we should explain a point. Which Prabhupada said, no, in that verse there, you can see in this, I think it is, in this verse, I think, give me a minute. So here you can see Prabhupada's way of explaining. So here Prabhupada saying here, Sutta Goswami explained, I shall now explain to you the very subject explained by the great sage in answer to King Parikshit's query. Please hear them attentively. Any question that is put forward may be answered by quoting the authority, and that satisfies the Sena section. That is the system even in the law court. The best lawyer gives evidence from the past judgment of the court without taking much trouble to establish his case. This is called parampara system, and the learned authorities follow it without manufacturing rubbish interpretation. See this point? Ishvara Paramaha Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So let us all obey the Supreme Lord, whose hand is in everything without exception. So you see this point here. This is very relevant to how we should always, quote by quoting authority that satisfies the Sena section. And this way we will definitely, become safe, from this.
Yeah, the safety zone. Srila
Yes,
Prabhupada's books.
yes. In this way we are protected. Prabhupada painstakingly have written, and he says everything is there in my books, no? So I think we should try to explain this with Prabhupada's, words. It's easy for everyone to grasp,
That's right.
Yes,
Govinda.
yes. So I think we have answered that.
Yes.
That's it, huh? Any other question?
Yeah.
I,
So many devotees that come into Krishna
Where are you
consciousness.
from? Where are you from, Prabhu?
I'm from Sri Vrindavan Dham. I'm
New
presiding in Sri Vrindavan Dham.
New Vrindavan.
No, Sri Vrindavan.
Oh, in Vrindavan. Are you from
Okay.
Vrindavan? Oh.
Yeah, I'm actually from South Africa, but I'm living in Sri Vrindavan Dham by Radharani's Kripa.
Oh, you're in
Radharani's mercy.
South Africa originally, huh?
Yes.
Oh, it's very nice meeting you.
You too.
That's your blessing from Vrindavan.
Thank you so much. Yes. Srimati Radharani Krishna blessing. Srila Prabhupada. There's all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
That's nice. So you were saying something?
Yes, so there's one question where other devotees have been asking that if one receives Diksha but falls down from that in their spiritual life, how then can, and if one devotee does not receive spiritual Diksha initiation, but still continues to make progress in spiritual life, what's the value of the Diksha mantra?
According to Rupa Goswami, Rupa Goswami's, words.
So yes, that's my question. That I have some devotees that I am speaking to. They're asking me some questions regarding that. If one receives Diksha, but they fall down, and then at some time they see other devotees that they have not received Diksha mantra, but they're still making progress in spiritual life. Therefore, what is the value? And as far as I understand from what I've read from Srila Prabhupada's books, is that Srila Prabhupada says that the official initiation has no meaning unless one is fully surrendered to Guru.
So you see, this Rupa Goswami has delineated 4 preliminary requisites for advancement for the sincere disciple. This is Rupa Goswami's, words. Accepting the shelter of the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master, 2, becoming initiated by the spiritual master and learning how to discharge devotional service from him, obeying the orders of the spiritual master with faith and devotion, following in the footsteps of a great Acharya under the direction of spiritual master. So spiritual master initiation is prerequisite.
Yes.
Cannot say that, he's making, in fact, that statement that they are making advancement without initiation doesn't hold, because here you can see in this verse, the mind is like an impetuous horse that even persons who have regulated their senses and breath cannot control. Those in this world who try to tame the uncontrolled mind but who abandon the feet of their spiritual master encounter hundreds of obstacles in the cultivation of various distressful practices. O unborn Lord, they are like merchants on a boat in an ocean who have failed to employ a helmsman. So it doesn't sound right, that without Guru they are making advancement. It's not hold. Because we cannot see how we know advancement or not advancement. What can we see? Kirtananda, he was coming every day, morning program and everything, but in the night he was having so many nonsense.
Yes.
So you cannot judge like this, You have to judge through the eyes of the scriptures. Because our mind,
one's action.
Our mind is not there, because our mind is defective. We can see something, a snake, and we can think it is a rope.
Yeah.
That is our mind. We cannot see our eyelids, we cannot see. So what is the seeing? So seeing means to see with the eyes of the scriptures. So here he also says, in other place, you can see how spiritual master is very important. You can see here. Even though born in a Brahmana family, one cannot engage in Vedic ritual without being initiated and having a sacred thread. Although born in a Brahmana family, one becomes Brahman only after initiation and the sacred threads are. Unless one is initiated, one cannot worship the holy name properly. And here again, unless one is initiated by a bona fide spiritual master, all his devotional activities are useless.
100%.
A person who is not properly initiated can descend again into animal species.
Yes.
You understand? In fact, it says again, it's the duty of every human being to surrender to a bona fide spiritual master, giving him everything, body, mind, and intelligence. One must take Vaishnava initiation from him. This is again another important verse. By chemical manipulation, bell metal is turned into gold when touched by mercury. Similarly, when a person is properly initiated, he can acquire the qualities of a Brahman. So Diksha is very important because without Diksha, you cannot remove all your past karma.
Yes.
It's not possible to do everything with your own self. Because you see again, there's another verse here. In this verse, you see, because a person has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial, it is not capable of affecting his own self-realization. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute truth and can impart this knowledge to him. This means initiation.
Yes. 100%.
And of course, Krishna says in his famous words in the Bhagavad Gita that you must approach. Yes. He says here, Tadvidi Parnipatena Pariprasne Sevaya Upadeshinte Jnanam Jnanina Tattva Darshana. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. That means initiation. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen truth. It's not possible otherwise,
Yes.
You understand?
So following the instructions of the spiritual master and his Vani and his orders and surrendering completely is the actual initiation process. The formality is just there.
Yeah, you must. It is a must. In fact, what is that verse Prabhupada quote always? Abhigachat. One must surrender to Guru.
Yes. So the formality is not is Srila Prabhupada says the formality is nothing but a touch. It's nothing but his touch.
Yes, the formality is of course still the formality is important. Not that you go to school, you don't register, no? You must, no?
Yes.
So yeah, see, Thou Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. This Sadhu Sangha means initiation. Then Bhajana Kriya, then under his direction you follow the rules and regulations. Thou Guru Ashraya. Without this is difficult,
Yes.
I mean, let's face it, without getting connected to Prabhupada initially, how we understood anything?
100% agree. So regarding this, it says that when one gets initiated from one spiritual master, that spiritual master in time will reveal that disciple's swarupa. They said a pranali for the eternal form in the spiritual world. So how can we relate this in the whole initiation process with obviously Prabhupada, not physically being present? I mean, I know from my understanding how, but like many of the devotees don't know.
So yeah, it's explained. Yasha deve para bhakti yata deve tata guru tasyete katita he arta prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed.
Jai.
As you have implicit faith and as you grow spiritually, then one thing after the other thing comes. As I was showing you this now, that verse.
Yes, Prabhu, that's 100% right.
See? Just now this verse, you see, this is the process of devotional service here, one thing after the other. It is not that, immediately it will come. In the beginning, there must be faith, then one become interested in associating with the pure devotee. Thereafter, one is initiated by the spiritual master, execute the regulative principle and disorder. Thus, one is freed from all unwanted habits and then becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. That means the anartha in the heart, lust, anger, greed, all these things must go. Then, thereafter, one develops taste and attachment. This is the way of sadhana bhakti. Once you practice your sadhana bhakti properly, then you become fixed up. Then you develop the taste. Then execution of devotional service according to the regulated principle. Gradually, emotion intensifies. Therefore, you get attraction. And finally,
Yes,
there's
the stages.
of love. There's the
Yes.
gradual development of love of God from the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness. So this is stage by stage by stage. It's not that suddenly you will get this mantra and you realize you are transformed. This is all please. Then the morning you're sleeping.
Yeah.
You're not even coming for the program, and suddenly you got this, dancing with Radharani and Krishna in somewhere. What? Come on,
Yeah.
this is all some.
The ISKCON devotees are famous for that. They think they made it once they get initiation.
Speculation.
They're very bewildered by the fact that it's a process, that the initiation is just the beginning of spiritual life.
Yeah, so because they have been 10 years and 20 years, therefore now they can go into dancing with Radharani. All some speculation and nonsense. Derek Winter. We train to control ourselves, but actually we want to be controlled by Krishna. How can one practice self-control without becoming fanatic or stubborn, either judging nor criticizing others? So this is the point. If you want to get into this level, then you must have a guru. You cannot be trained by your own self. That's not possible. Just now I said that I showed the verse. Because of our conditioning for millions and millions life, we cannot come out of it unless we get help by somebody else. And that person must be a self-realized guru. You understand? To show you again that verse. So I showed you this now, this verse, you see here. Because a person has been covered by ignorance since time immemorial, it's not capable of affecting his own self-realization. There must be some other personality who is in factual knowledge of the absolute truth and can impart this knowledge to him. This is not possible. So if you want to get all the good qualities and you want to become, unless you become Krishna conscious, you cannot develop any good qualities anyway. So that is another thing here. You see, unless you become Krishna conscious, it is not possible.
But then, Prabhu, some people will be saying that, well, with the Ritvik system, we don't need physical association of other devotees because we have Prabhupada directly, So in this way, they will be trying to avoid surrendering to physical authority.
Well, Prabhupada said in the verse, if you can, that you don't have to keep the association, but if you can come to me there, provided you follow the 4 principles and practice all the rules and regulations properly, then yes, you can become very strong and go on, then fine. But if you cannot, then you say you're dealing with Prabhupada directly, then it makes some kind of no sense, You understand? So
But then how will one get initiated formally? Because Prabhupada gave the directive of, the 11 representatives. But then if one just stays at home and read Prabhupada books, how will he get the formal Diksha initiation?
Okay, before I go to that question. Let me get to this. So all the demigods and the exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge, and renunciation become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion to the Supreme Personality called Vasudeva. You see, that's the only way you can develop all these good qualities. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service, engaged in material activities, has no good qualities. He cannot get any good qualities. It's not possible. Even if he's adept in the practice of mystic yoga, honest endeavor of maintaining his family or religion, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord. External energy. How can there be any good quality in such a man? So devotional service is the only thing that can bring all the good qualities. Otherwise, it's not possible. To answer his question now, so here in this verse, one should taste the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of pure devotees. One should associate with devotees who are more advanced than oneself and one who endeavored a similar type of affection to the Lord. This is it here. So one should read books of Prabhupada. Yeah, in the association of pure devotees. Yeah, privately you can read also, but you also must read in the association of devotees. And one should associate devotees who are more advanced than oneself. You should associate. You cannot say that, no, I don't want any association just by Prabhupada, because it's not right. Even he says here that even we are advanced, we still should associate with devotees. Huh? The root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotee. Even when one dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotee is still most essential. So this thing is why Prabhupada set up a society where we have a temple, we have devotees, we have everything. So that association is very essential. You cannot just say, that's why, Prabhupada, yeah, is the Diksha Guru, but you still need some Shiksha Gurus to help. So without the Shiksha guidance, it's very difficult.
Exactly. But then many people, they fear taking initiation through the Ritvik system because that implies surrendering to a physical authority.
I mean, we talked about the whole subject of surrendering, the whole class,
Yes. But then they have sort of a problem to pinpoint that this is also current in our Ritvik system, that there has to be a Shiksha Guru that is there to guide, They try to evade that.
Actually, there's no difference in Shiksha and Diksha Guru. It's explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj in the Bhagavatam, in the CC, One who thinks the other is not important is an offense.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
we should be very careful to learn the correct principles of devotional service. If anyone who is humble, then, why he should not surrender? And if surrendering can make him stronger, what's the problem? Of course, there are many bad examples of, in a box, there may be so many rotten, but still you can find a good apple,
Mm-hmm.
Correct? The system is there. If you're sincere, Krishna will lead you to the right source.
So they might be arguing that, well, Prabhupada was a Mahabhagavat, so he had, he was perfect, completely freed from any faults. So where is such a person that is on Prabhupada's level now to get 100% perfect guidance? They might
we don't have to find a person in Prabhupada level. We have to just follow his instruction. That is very important. Spiritual master means instruction, and he has given instruction how to carry forward. The question was asked, how to perform initiation, particularly when you are no longer here with us. Oh yes, I will appoint some of you to act as a representative of the Acharya. Is that called officiating Acharya? Officiating, yes. Is Ritvik, yes. So what is the problem? Prabhupada was asked the question how to carry on this. The main thing is the initiation, correct? Yes, and you have to follow Prabhupada through the person. Now, like I'm giving you instruction, and not that you accept me and then you follow me and you reject Prabhupada. No, my duty is to bring you to Prabhupada. That is the Shiksha guidance. If I try to deviate from that, then I should be rejected.
Right.
The guidelines there, how to do this. And we are showing the example in our ISKM. Yes. I don't see anyone dissatisfied. I'm giving these initiations in 2006. I don't see anybody coming out and say, Sundar Gopal, you're a rascal. You taught me all nonsense. I don't find that.
So
I'm just teaching you what Prabhupada said.
Right. So now there are many Ritvik groups, and one who's intelligent, he would be judging, who is the proper Shiksha Guru, right? But then in Prabhupada's letter, the July 9th, he says, whoever is closer. So there was no question of judging like who is the best Shiksha Guru amongst the 11. It was a question of conveniency.
Yes.
So
No, that conveniency is for the initiation.
Mm.
And of course, Shiksha Guru can be many, unlimited, It says in that verse, no? That one must have only one Diksha Guru and many unlimited Shiksha Gurus, no? Correct? In the Adi Lila, that we will go to that. Yeah, this verse here. I first of all offer my respectful obeisance the lotus feet of my initiating spiritual master and all my instructing spiritual master. See? See? Jiva Goswami in his thesis Bhakti Sandarbha 202 has stated that uncontaminated devotional service is the objective of pure Vaishnava and that one has to execute such service in association with other devotees. Associating with devotees of Lord Krishna, one develops a sense of Krishna consciousness and thus become inclined toward the loving service of the Lord. This is the process of approaching the Supreme Lord by gradual appreciation in devotional service. If one desires unalloyed devotional service, one must associate with devotees of Sri Krishna. For such association only can a conditioned soul achieve a taste for transcendental love and thus revive his eternal relationship with God and a specific manifestation in terms of specific transcendental mellow rasa that one has eternally inherent in him. If one develops love for Krishna by Krishna conscious activity, one can know the supreme absolute truth. But one who tries to understand God simply by logical argument, he will not succeed, nor will he get a taste for unalloyed devotion. The secret is that one must submissively listen to those who know perfectly the science of God, and one must begin the mode of service regulated by the preceptors. A devotee already attracted by the name, form, and qualities, etc., of the Supreme Lord may be directed to his specific manner of devotional service. He need not waste time in approaching the Lord through logic. The expert spiritual master knows well how to engage his disciples' energy in transcendental loving service of the Lord, and thus he engaged the devotee in specific devotional service according to the specific tendency. A devotee must have, you see here, the word here, a devotee must have only one initiating spiritual master, because in the scriptures, accepting of more than one is always forbidden. So there is another problem in ISKCON. They are giving the breaking down bus philosophy. If your bus is broken, you take another bus. This is not supported shastrically. They're giving initiation one after the other. This is bogus. So there is no limit, however, to the number of instructing spiritual master one may accept. Generally, a spiritual master who constantly instructs a disciple in spiritual science becomes the initiating spiritual master later on. One should always remember that a person who is reluctant to accept a spiritual master and be initiated is sure to be baffled in his endeavor to go back to Godhead.
Wow.
One who is not properly initiated may present himself as a great devotee, but in fact is sure to encounter many stumbling blocks on his path of progress towards spiritual realization. With the result that he must continue his term of material existence without relief. See, fall down. Such a helpless person is compared to a ship without a rudder, for such a ship can never reach its destination. I quoted that verse. This is coming from that verse 1087:33. It is imperative, therefore, that one accept a spiritual master if he at all desires to gain the favor of the Lord. The service of the spiritual master is essential. If there is no chance to serve the spiritual master directly, a devotee should serve him by remembering his instruction. There is no difference between the spiritual master's instruction and the spiritual master himself. In his absence, therefore, the words of direction should be the pride of the disciple. If one thinks that is above consulting anyone else, again, a very important point, if one thinks that one is above consulting anyone else, including his spiritual master, he is at once an offender at the lotus feet of the Lord. Such an offender can never go back to Godhead. It is imperative that a serious person accept a bona fide spiritual master in terms of shastric injunction. Srila Jiva Goswami advised that one should not accept a spiritual master in terms of hereditary or customary social and ecclesiastical convention. One should simply try to find a genuine qualified spiritual master for actual advancement in spiritual understanding. I guess this sums up the thing, Yes, this is why Prabhupada said, I am the initiating spiritual master and all of you are instructing spiritual master. That's how he set up his society. So where's the question of lacking physical association? This is nonsense.
And then some will offer the argument that, yes, you might have Madhyamadikari Shiksha Guru, but unless you get physical Uttamadikari, rather Diksha or Shiksha, you cannot reach Prema Bhakti.
Uttama Adhikari Shiksha is already there in the books. All you have to have somebody to teach you. Yes? Then you're still also getting the Uttama Adhikari Shiksha. Like now you are asking me a question. I mean, I don't know anything. But when you ask me the question, I show you what Prabhupada said about it. Is it the Uttama Adhikari's instruction?
Yeah.
See? Where's the lacking? If you don't know, then you have to go to somebody who knows. That is the point. You cannot just say, I don't know, never mind, I'll just keep reading the books and who knows, you will probably come there or not come there. Correct? Then like now, okay, many people are kind of a beginning. For them to start and go and read all the Bhagavatams or the CC, all it's going to take many, many years. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
So Shiksha is definitely required. This is very clear from this purport.
Yes.
So then something maybe a little enigmatic, Prabhu, if I can be more personal, is that you personally, Prabhu, you were in ISKCON and you were associating with these people who offended Srila Prabhupada. So how did you manage to advance spiritually when you did not get the proper Shiksha Guru? Guidance, physical guidance, I mean.
Yes, very good question. It was not that I didn't, I was there with them, of course, all of day, but I find that I was not making spiritual advancement, to tell you honestly, until I came to a point of surrendering Prabhupada totally, surrendering to him totally, 100%. Even not even with IRM, I was with IRM also. We started IRM actually. But I find that, I was not going for it. But when I moved out and set up the ISKM, then I find that Prabhupada books and all reading, of course, I also have associated with all my God brothers over the period of time, that I didn't. But mostly after my complete conviction of setting up ISKM, I find that by the mercy of Prabhupada, just now I read the verse, when you have implicit faith in Guru and Krishna, then the purport will automatically reveal to you. So then it, one after another thing, became very clear to me. In fact, I was remembering in 1978, I think 79, like that. I said, why didn't Prabhupada leave clear instruction on how to this whole guru thing, I was remembering how difficult it was at that time, early stages, because I had no knowledge. Now it's, to me, this thing is very clear. There's no doubt about it. The Prabhupada wanted this system. Yes. So over the years, by the mercy of Guru, that's why Guru's mercy is so important. I can only speak on the strength of what Prabhupada has taught us and to show you and everything. Because I've read the books many times, there was another advantage. I kept reading and, initially when I first read the 11th Canto, I said, wow, this book is tough, cannot go in. Even to read the CC Adi Leela, it was so difficult. But by surrendering, it became so clear, finding all the verses and seeing how this is relevant to this and that. So many things, it's all been, that blessing was given by the mercy of nobody else than Prabhupada and of course Krishna. That is how spiritual life works,
So Srila Prabhupada was both.
To tell you honestly, many of my God brothers, they don't even know all these things also. Sad. That's why our SKM is standing out in the world as the leading preaching movement. Of course, there may be many retweets here and there, but to preach like ISKM, I have my reservations.
Right.
Who is attacking this Dragir Naik and all these characters? You are doing that. You did it. Yes.
With your blessing only, Prabhu.
So that is what we treasure, the mercy. By that mercy, a blind man can, a lame man can cross mountain, and dumb man can speak eloquently. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim. Right, that verse, no? So this is how spiritual life it works, Spiritual life means spiritual master. Nothing short of that. Yes?
Yes. So, would it be inappropriate to ask if, since you were reading and you were totally surrendered, the purport was revealed to you because of your implicit faith? Would it be rude to, or even assume that not even assume, but like, did you like write notes down while you're reading? Like, did you try to memorize each verse and everything, or did you just like continue reading until it just it became engraved in your heart, bro?
No, it's just that Krishna is in the heart. He just reveals. It comes from the mercy of Guru and Krishna. I mean, of course, I take some notes, important things I keep in my other note that I, need to refer every now and then. But mostly it all comes, revealed in your heart, automatically. Where is what and where is here and all. Some or other it just comes. Or even I give you some example before I'll be reading some place, then somebody will ask me a relevant question and that question will relate to this place I just read, You understand? So always Krishna says, I'm in the heart and with a shining torchlight of knowledge, I reveal, this darkness,
Oh my God, okay. Oh my God. Wow.
So just try to submissively surrender to Prabhupada and the Vaishnavas and read the books, and surely all this thing will also manifest in your heart. It's not something that only can come to one person or no. Everybody is. That's why Prabhupada wrote painstakingly the books now. And he also said everything is there in my books. I mean, in my way of preaching, I only refer to all Prabhupada books. I only read his books mostly. And I find any question you ask me, I've got the relevant place where we can approach, Yes?
Yes, bro. So I do.
Someone was telling me, and I was reading, but the same verse, but Prabhu, you opened it up and explained, then it become more clearer to me. Someone is telling me just the other day, So that's also correct because we should read the Bhagavatam in the association of devotees.
Last class I was feeling like that, Prabhu. Yeah, I told you.
Who is that?
Venugopal Das. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So you see how everything becomes clear in the association of the proper devotees. That's very important. Devotees who are 100%, following proper instruction and giving you the relevant quotes, then there cannot be any mistake. Yes?
Yes, bro.
Duty of the Shiksha Guru or instructing spiritual master, duty is to solidify your faith in the Diksha Guru. That is the genuine, what we say, interest of the person who's helping others. We should not try to make a whole team that will be like a syncopath towards his following. I mean, they are just his followers. That should not be the idea. The idea is to bring everybody to Prabhupada. In that way, the person's faith becomes more solidified. And yes, he will also become a pure devotee of Krishna. No doubt about that. Because Prabhupada already said, you catch all of my dhoti and you're going back, Yes.
This is a fact.
What are the stages of bhakti? what is the mindset and the mood to achieve this advanced self-restraint plus complete surrender? The mindset of this person to make advancement is to surrender to a guru. Without that, you cannot get this mind, this is said very clearly in this verse. So without this, it's not possible to have a fixed mindset. Uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy of the living entity. If one neglects it or gives it a chance, it will grow more and more powerful and become victorious. Although it is not factual, it's very strong. It covers the constitutional position of the soul. O king, please try to conquer this mind by the weapon of the service of the lotus feet of the spiritual master and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Do this with great care. To have a fixed mind, this is the solution. Without the help of the service to Guru and Krishna, then this is not going to work. It cannot work. Because Shastra cannot be wrong. You understand? There's no shortcuts to this point. In fact, we have proven that if you try to do that, you will encounter millions of problems in your, distressful practice. Yes? Hello?
Yes, Prabhu.
What are the stages of bhakti and how can I determine in which stage, in stage I am? So this is, this statement is not very, very valid statement, because the more and more you advance spiritually, the more and more you think that you are the most fallen person. To think that, oh, now I'm Madhyama, this I am now, Uttama, this is mundane kind of a thinking. A devotee who is advancing is always thinking that he is the most fallen, I am really rotten, I don't have any good position. That should be the mood, rather than worrying about, Prabhu, I'm now in the Ruchi state, I'm now in the Nishta stage, and this is not very proper kind of a thinking. One should always think that I am fallen. That is the mood of all Vaishnavas. I can show you. Although a pure devotee standard is above all, he still considers himself to be in the lower stage of life. This is the, what do we say, the consciousness of a devotee. I am fallen. I am always fallen. You try to think that I am Madhyama, I am this, I am that, then it's going to be a problem. Dangerous. Because it will make us proud. And pride is before fall. You understand? Who's asking this question? Huh?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Who's that?
Abhishek.
Abhishek, huh? You understand?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So I guess we have almost reached the end of our time. Any other last questions before we wrap up?
Prabhu, I do have one question. I usually receive this question about stating the difference between ISKCON Bangalore or our IRM or any of the, especially ISKCON Bangalore. Like they're asking, like, what's the difference between us and them and everything. Usually people have this sentiment like, since everyone has, their own their own way, then, I feel so that we should just, so to say, go with the flow. Whatever level people are at, they can pick whatever. And so it's all right.
So the difference is this. If anybody wants to know, then he should go like this. Friendship, he should find out the friendship should be cemented between persons with mutual interest and understanding. Such persons are said to be swajadi on the same caste. The devotee should avoid a person whose character is not fixed in the standard understanding. So that is the criteria, whether they are following exactly what Prabhupada said, or we are following what Prabhupada said. Such persons are said to be swajadi of the same caste. The devotee should avoid a person whose character is not fixed in that standard understanding. So if their standard understanding is not correct, then we should avoid that kind of a group. Even though he may be Vaishnava, even though they may be having all the programs, devotees of Krishna. You understand? If his character is not correctly representative, then we should be avoided. So if ISKM is not representing Prabhupada in the true sense, then you should also avoid that. Correct? If the party is following to the letter, then yeah, you go there, no problem. But you have to know who's doing the right thing. And for that, you need knowledge. You cannot just sentimentally just do these things, Yes?
Yes.
Understand? So you come here, you listen, you go there, you listen, and you, wherever you feel that they are really doing something according to what Prabhupada said, then that's it. You make your decision. If I sit there and say they are bad, and they sit there and they say bad, then I'm no better than them anyway, correct? They understand. So the best thing is to see what shastrically explain that. So if his character is not correctly, then he should be avoided. One should steadily control the senses and mind and strictly follow the rules and regulation, and he should make friendship with persons of the same standard. This is the definition given by Prabhupada to judge who is right, who is wrong. Hello?
This is a perfect standard. 329.
Yes. So you decide. If everything is going right, then yeah, they are right. If everything is going wrong, then what can we say? If in ICM, if everything is going wrong, then you should avoid us also. That equally applies to everywhere.
I mean, and even if they are doing right, shouldn't they work with the others who are doing right as well? Like Prabhupada stated that, to show your love, you have to work together. So if someone's on a similar platform, based on this purport, they have to work with us or with anyone who is following Prabhupada strictly.
That is for them to judge. We cannot say.
Okay.
I can't control another person's mind, but I can control my mind. Yes.
That's true.
So who wants to work together or not together, that's immaterial now. The main thing is to work for Prabhupada and try to follow him 100%. That's the main thing.
Yes, true.
So Kali Yuga, it's very difficult to work together. That's another symptom of Kali. You understand?
Yes, true.
Yes. So we don't have to worry so much about that. We should just carry on our work, huh?
Yes.
It could be different, but ultimate goal is the same.
Yes.
This thing, ultimate goal, methods may be different, but it has to be sanctioned by Guru. You cannot try to figure out some kind of method with your own mental speculation. That doesn't work. You understand? You cannot keep saying that I'm trying out this way and trying that. No. Our idea is to follow 100% the instruction of the spiritual master. We cannot try to concoct. That's why Prabhupada said in this verse that one should repeat what he heard from his spiritual master. Do not try to speculate. What is that verse? 19:152, is it? Who knows? Is that 19:152 or 157? Oh. Anyone knows?
What what's the starting word or the starting sloka?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
So the Bhakti Lata Beach can be received only through the mercy of the spiritual master. Therefore, one has to satisfy the spiritual master to get the Bhakti Lata Beach. Yasha Prasada Bhagavad. The Bhakti Lata Beach is the origin of devotional service. Unless one satisfies the spiritual master, he gets the bija, root cause of karma, jnana and yoga, without the benefit of devotional service. But one who has faithful to his spiritual master, he gets the Bhakti Lata Beach. This Bhakti Lata Beach is received when one is initiated by the spiritual master. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
When one is initiated by the bona fide spiritual master, after receiving the spiritual master mercy, one must repeat his instruction. Yeah, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? You cannot try to figure out, try to think you got a new, better idea and better thing. This is not methods, please. And this is called Sravanam, Kirtan, hearing and chanting. One who has not properly heard from the spiritual master, who does not follow the regulative principle, is not fit for chanting. Is not fit. You cannot write your speculation. It doesn't work. This is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Vyasa Admika Buddhi Ekaha Kurunandana. One who has not listened carefully to the instruction of spiritual master is unfit for chanting or for preaching the cult of devotional service. One has to water the Bhakti Lata beach by receiving instruction from the spiritual master. You understand this? Not all methods are, please don't try to put some new things, You understand? Who asked this question? Who's that?
Abhishek Prabhu.
Who is this? Abhishek, huh? You understand, Mr. Abhishek? Hello?
But Prabhupada also said, no, we have to preach according to different circumstances. If someone has to preach in Pakistan, then
doesn't mean that you concoct, no. You have to follow what Prabhupada was preaching in his material world. He was preaching in many places. Why you have to start something new with your own idea? Huh? Hello?
I mean, according to some circumstances, we need to.
That also, Prabhupada has gone through all circumstances. He preached in India, he preached in America. I mean, he preached everywhere. So what's the problem? Do something that he did not do? Huh? To invent something else? Hello?
It feels like
he even preached in Muslim countries like Pakistan and Bangladesh and Turkey and Iran. I mean, Iran, not Turkey, Iran. Yeah, so
even in America, he needs to put Jesus Christ in the center for preaching purpose.
He preached everywhere. Come on, we just have to follow his example, and he's written so much about everything, Why don't you read all that and try to implement?
But if some organization need to work with government, so what changes he can do according to that?
We have to implement what Prabhupada has said. That is our thing, not to make standards the government and all. We just have to learn how to put our principle inside. Especially if it's working in India, every government is very religious. What's the problem? If it's working in another place, like for example in Singapore, yeah, but we don't compromise with Prabhupada principles. We are not allowed here. We have so many problems here, but we still have to carry on preaching. Or in China, yes, but that doesn't mean that we compromise all the things that Prabhupada taught us. That's not the solution. You try to follow Prabhupada 10%. That's it. Suppose they say you cannot chant, then what we should do? Well, we will chant silently. I cannot do kirtan. Yeah, okay, I don't do kirtan, but I do something else. You understand? That Krishna is in the heart. He will give you intelligence if you're sincere. You understand?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Don't try to figure it out by your mental concoction. That doesn't work. You follow? Spiritual life means Krishna and Guru. See, one who has not listened carefully to the instruction of my spiritual master, then he will concoct. He will speculate. oh, time and circumstances, we have to preach like this. Like some people in your India, they say, no, preach like, oh, what is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad is not a religious book. A devotee speaking like this. They say, oh, you have to speak like that to attract all the people. This is pure nonsense. You understand? So we should know, we should be careful. Try to differentiate things and think according to Sadhu Shastra Guru. We cannot supersede that, that's not possible. Then we become offended. Anyone who don't follow the Shastra, you can see here what Krishna is saying. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, he also said in 16:23, anyone who gives up Shastra cannot get perfection, cannot get the supreme destination, everything. That in the Bhagavad Gita, one who gives up Ya Shastra Vidim Yustrija, who discards scriptural injunction, acts according to his own whims, attain neither perfection nor happiness nor supreme destination. Also here he says, inside here he says, the Shruti and Smriti's literature is to be understood as my injunction, and one who violates such code is to be understood as violating my will and thus opposing me. Although such person may claim to be my devotee, he is not actually a Vaishnava. You understand? So to make changes and all that, like for example, somebody like Prabhupada from 64 rounds, he has made it to 16. Because it's Acharya, it's not some ordinary person like you and me. Tomorrow I will say, okay, from now on we will only chant 4 rounds. Why? Because I say so. Can we do that? Hello? Hello?
No, we cannot.
So you have to be an authority. Talking to Krishna or something, then yeah, otherwise it's dangerous, Hello? Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
All right, so okay, I guess I have to wrap up now. Thank you so much for all your kind association. Thank you very much for giving me a chance to be of some use to all of you.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you for the nice lecture.
Yeah.
Again,
Thank you.
thanks to all of
It was
you.
very nice,
Hare
very
Krishna.
informative.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna,
Jai Shri
Prabhu.
Prabhupada.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhu.
Please,
Hare
Mount.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Bunch का पॉपुलर for Shakti
प्रभु जी हरे कृष्णा जय जगन्नाथ
Jai Jagannath.
Wow. Kambala sword. Hey, boy. Ice cream.